Hello everyone, it's WK24 here, and today I'm in front of the camera for once. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about my model horse story. Because I was just thinking about this a second ago. I was wondering to myself, how did I get into Briars? How did this happen? And so that's what I'm going to tell you because I finally remembered. Hello, Savage Penguin. But anyway, so yes, is a string about to? Okay, let's not have that happen. This is my new sweatshirt from King Tom. It's his merch. But anyway, um, I'm just trying to think of like the very beginning because you're gonna hear a lot of dogs barking. My dad just went to go get us food, so like he's probably gonna come back and like bust in and give me a bunch of food. So like it's gonna be some interruption. I should probably turn the light on so you guys can see a little better. Okay. So anyway, my model horse story begins in 2014, I believe. I think it was 2014. Um, in about December of 2014. No, what the in the beginning? I think it was like January of 2014. I don't know. Just in 2014, I don't really entirely remember, but I remember just like playing with just a random toy horse I had, and I was just like, it's like just have a random horse. It was not a Briar, it was just a random horse. I was like, horses are cute, and the few times I've sat on a horse, it was fun. Maybe I should ride horses. And so I went and I told my mom. I was like, hey, I want to ride horses. She was like, okay. And then signed me up for riding lessons within like an hour. And then it was her. She was like, have you ever heard of Briar horses? And I was like, no. And so she looked them up on eBay, and then I was just like instantly just love at first sight. I was like, I need these. Now, how she knew about them, no idea. But she told me about them, and then I just remember watching videos on YouTube and looking them up on Amazon, eBay, like wherever, because I just wanted one so bad. And then finally, when it was time to go buy stuff for riding, to go riding in, I needed like boots and pants and whatever. Um, I was riding Western at the time, so I needed a helmet, I needed some boots, and I needed other stuff too. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, we went to this tack shop a few minutes away. Well, not a few minutes, more like an hour away. But in that tack shop, they had, it was the first time I'd ever been to a tack shop. And so I was just like kind of amazed when we walked in. It was like saddles and bridles and whatever. And like at that time, because this was like fast forward a week after I learned about Briars and signed up for riding, um, I was still new to horses, so I didn't know what anything was. I just knew of like a saddle, and like that was it. I didn't know anything else. And so I started doing research like throughout that week, and I had figured out what some things are. So when I went into the tack shop, I was like, oh, I know what that is and what that is. But like I still didn't know much. And so I'm trying to think. They had a whole like the tack shop was basically just a mansion almost of a house, and they turned it into a store, and they just had like in one like downstairs was like mostly real horse stuff, and like I think in the back they had like clothes for like English riding, and then upstairs they had stuff for horses, but like downstairs was horse tack mostly, and then upstairs was like horse food and supplements and whatever else. And they also had Western riding gear for people, and they had Briar horses. They had a whole room, and I just remember walking in and being like, like I was in heaven. And so I knew I had to get one. I just had to. So I talked my mom into it, and my first Briar horse I ever got. I still have him. Still very much have him. Was this adorable little American quarter horse, and I don't really. He had a name. I don't entirely remember what it was, but this dude just has a special place in my heart. Like really, he was. I just, even though I forget that I have him, I forget that he exists. Whenever I look at him, I'm just like, he's just the cutest. Cause, and you can tell I've had him for so long. Look how beat up he is. Cause back then I didn't know that briars were like honestly that rare and like special and stuff. I just thought they were another toy. Um, so I didn't really care too much about playing with him. So he's all beaten up. But it's pretty insane because I feel like most people's first briars are like missing their ears and legs and their tails. But he's not missing anything. He's just simply scratched up. But other than that, I do love this guy. He's very cute. Really the horse that I had wanted at first from Briar, I had my eyes on one, which was the um, English Thoroughbred. And so I went to the tack shop and then I saw him and thought that it was the same horse. I was like, oh, well, maybe, the online versus in real life thing. Maybe this is him, but this is what he looks like in real life. And so I just bought him. Really, I wanted the Thoroughbred, which I still don't have. But I was like, he's cute. And then I realized it was not the Thoroughbred, but I was like, I don't care because he's just adorable. And so, yes, this was my first Briar of all time. So, I'm just gonna put him right up there. So, my second Briar of all time, which I believe I got later that night, or I think it was a few days after. It was after my first riding lesson, which was like a week after that. I went, no, we didn't go anywhere. I saw on Amazon that there was this little riding set. It came with like, it was a classic set, but at the time I didn't know what classics and traditionals and stablemates were. I just saw that they had three sizes, and the tiny ones were stablemates, the semi bigger ones were the classics, and the bigger ones were the traditionals. I didn't know anything about them. So I just saw that there was, I didn't know that it was a classic at the time. Well, I kind of did, but I just, whatever. There was a classic set on the Amazon thing, and it came with a chestnut horse. I didn't know that it was chestnut at the time, obviously, but I just saw this horse. I was like, it's cute. It came with a jump, a saddle pad, and a bridle. And so by this time, I had been, like I said, I had went to my first riding lesson, and at the first riding lesson, before you went riding, they taught you like a bunch of stuff. Like they taught you about horse colors, horse anatomy, horse this, horse that, tack, outfits, whatever. They taught you about all this stuff. And so I knew what all that stuff was, and I was like, oh, this is cute, a little set. And so I bought it, but I do not have the horse anymore. I got rid of I still, well, no, I don't have the saddle. My dog ate the saddle. The bridle broke, but I still have it. And I still have the saddle pad. I don't know where it is, but I still have it. And I think it's in that giant box of tack over there that I'm not gonna go through. But um, yeah, I bought that, but I think it was only about 2 years ago I gave the horse to my friend because I hated the horse, and I was like, you can have it. But anyway, by this time I had started getting into Briar Barns because by then I had figured out, oh, like this is a thing now. Like people make like barns and they make movies and music videos, and like I was figuring out all this stuff. And then am I gonna fall through this floor right here? One of these boards is loose. Okay, well hopefully not. But anyway, so I tried to make my very first model horse movie but I I don't remember what it was about. I really don't. But and I do not have the footage because I am sorry guys, I don't remember what happened. Or don't remember. I don't know what happened. But anyway, let me try to remember where I was um last was. I think I was talking about okay. Um I tried to make my first model horse movie. Don't know what it was about. I do not have the footage at the moment because it was on my old phone, which was a Samsung Galaxy 3, and it is broken and it doesn't turn on, and so I cannot get in it to see the pictures and whatever. Which I would like to someday because I know I filmed a lot of things on that phone, and I would like to go back and watch the cringeworthy stuff that is on there. But anyway, so I tried to film my first model horse movie. Like I said, don't remember what it was about, but I remember I made like by then my dad had made me like a barn and stuff, and I believe I still have it. It's up in the attic, as well as the. I have a giant Schleich barn that fits like 20 horses in it, and the thing is huge. And I did have it in my room for the longest time, but it just got to be in the way too much, and so I just had to make the decision to put it in the attic. So yeah, I might sell it eventually. Like I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it down because it's just plain old wood. Like there's nothing exciting on it. So what I think I should do if I ever decide to sell it, I want to get it out of the attic, clean it off, finish the plank flooring that was supposed to be in there that I never finished, and I want to dress it up, like maybe stain it and add some decorations and whatever else. It's really cute because it's like a giant square, you know, and then it has like all the stalls along it on both sides, and then it has a nice little doorway on both sides, and it has the triangle roof, and it has windows in each stall. And like I said, it's really cute, and I do want to dress it up some and possibly sell it if I myself am not going to use it. But anyway, Um, if we sell it, if I dress it up, you could probably sell it for a good 150, maybe even $200. But anyway, it's not what we're talking about. I had a barn by that point that my dad had made me for classic horses. It had like a tack room in the middle and two stalls on each side. And that's what I was filming in, as well as I had like this pasture I made. I bought some like fake I don't know, I have some of it over here. Yeah. It's just like a paper sheet of fake grass, but it is like textured. So I have this now because I use it for taking pictures because like our grass out in the front yard is like too tall no matter what. And it looks ridiculous when you try to take pictures of it. So what I do is I go in the driveway, I put that down, and then I put the horse on that, and then I just blur out the background so it makes it look like that grass is just far away, and that's whatever. Anyway, so I was filming this video and I was like, you know, I really want more than just two briars. And so um I went back to the tack shop because I remember the first time I went there, I saw this boy. The first time I ever went to the tack shop, I saw this guy, and I just immediately fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, I need this horse. And he was too expensive. He was like $40, and I was like, whoa, too much. Because I bought him with my own money, and I only had like 20 bucks, and so he was 40, and I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. So I could not get him, and I was sad. But basically, I might as well grab the one that I did get while I'm over here. Um, but basically, up came. I honestly don't remember what it was, but I was able to get gifts for it. Well, I know what it is, but I honestly don't even want to say it because, like, nowadays everyone is offended by everything, and so I'm just not gonna mention it. But anyway, I had a little thing where I got gifts and stuff, and so my mom was like, well, we'll take you back to the tack shop and you can pick out a horse of your choosing, no matter how much money it is. And I was like, amazing. So I had planned to get that horse that I just showed you, but they did not have him, and it was like the saddest day ever. But I did get this guy because he looked similar. Um, and yeah, so this was my first Briar traditional that I ever got. So first Briar traditional. So this is the Gypsy Vanner, I believe. I don't entirely remember. But I named him Geronimo when I first got him, and I still call him Geronimo to this day. And when I got him was all the way back in, I think, like November of 2014. And then of 2015, I didn't really get many ponies at all. I do remember that I got a horse off of eBay who I again do not own anymore. My friend has him, but I forget what his name was. But he was like a trotting, like he was on Misty's Twilight mold, but I don't remember what the heck his name was. He was bay and he had like a stripe and he had white feet, but I don't really know anything else about him. But anyway, I got him off of eBay for like $15, and then he was my second Briar traditional. And then my third Briar traditional is up there. I don't feel like getting him, but if I can point directly to him, is Big Checks to Cash. I got him because nowadays it's like if I just want something, I'm like, hey mom, I want this. She's like, okay, whatever, get it. So, but back then I did not have as many privileges. I had to like actually work for my stuff or get it as gifts. And so I did. I remember I washed the car, I did my homework, I did yard work, and eventually by the end of the day, my mom let me get him for $20 off of Amazon, but he was used. And he does have a scratch on the front of his leg, and I don't really know how he came like that. But from me, he is pretty beat up from being in my care. But that was again back in 2015. I still didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know anything about briars at the time. I just knew at that point. I still just saw them as toys. I didn't see them as anything else. I knew they were collectibles and all, but still, I did not think that they were like all that special. I just thought that, oh, people collect toy trains and toy this, toy that. They collect Legos. This is just another toy that is collectible. That's all I saw. But no, I guess they're not. I mean, I still consider them toys. Let's be real. They are toys. But I'm obviously more careful with them nowadays because I know what ones are rare, what ones are like LSQ, what ones are not LSQ, Nowadays, I know which ones should be played with and which ones shouldn't. Like, uh, this girl, she's not really that rare. She could be used as play. She could be used as a toy, But someone like this boy, however, should rarely be touched. This is the first time I have touched him in about a month because I'm just terrified of whenever I touch him, I'm just gonna drop him. So I don't touch him very much. I just leave him up here on the shelf to be viewed. I have my camera sitting on my most valuable briar shelf at the moment because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. But anyway, so yeah, my second or third briar traditional was him. My fourth briar traditional was Bayou, I believe. I don't know if he's in frame. Yeah, he is. He's right here. This jumping pony. I actually want to get him and check him out because I haven't picked him up in at least a year. So, hello, Bayou. Eh, I almost kicked over my Mustang scenery. So, yeah, my fourth Briar traditional was this jumping pony. And I remember him as. I don't really remember. I just knew that he was special to me because he was like my first jumping horse. And he was just adorable in my opinion. I loved him to death. And I remember I got him right before there was like a serious hurricane. And I just remember holding on to him for dear life, like throughout the whole night, because hurricanes usually hit here at nighttime. I don't know why. I don't know why it's a running thing, but it can be terrifying sometimes when you hear trees falling and thunder outside and it's like completely dark. But anyway, I remember just like hugging him the whole time. He is so dusty. I'm sorry. I really haven't touched this horse in at least like, just I haven't really touched this horse in forever, but he is adorable. He's just one that I forget about, like I said, but he's just the cutest. Cannot look at this face. You cannot not love this face. It's a double negative. But anyway, yeah, he was my fourth Briar. Eh. Literally, these two are the same color, and I never noticed. How funny. That's why we have you in between to separate them, so you don't blend together. For real. The Icelandic pony and the Connemara pony are literally the same. Anyway, so then, yeah, I don't remember what I got. I think he was an early birthday gift. Because I didn't get him till like October. So, yeah. Then, I don't remember what I did. I worked my butt off again doing something like how I got big checks. And I ended up getting Secretariat. So he was another like first buy of mine, and he is really really beat up. Take his stand off. But by the time I had gotten him, I had found out that certain briars were rare and that you could show them in these model horse shows. And so as soon as I got him, I'm like, I'm gonna try to keep him in as good condition as possible because I want to show him. And as you can see, that did not happen at all. Literally, okay. Right around when I had gotten into horses, I had met my best friend, my now best friend, Lauren. We had always been friends since we were like 4 because we were neighbors. She lived right behind me, and we just never really talked. Like we knew each other were there. We would be like, "Sup," but we would never really sit and chat. And so one day, night, whatever, one evening, um, I believe it was my mom was like, "Hey, you should," because her mom and my mom were friends, and so my mom was like, "Hey, you should go over there because they were outside and go play with them." And I was like, "How am I gonna be able to jump the fence?" Because there was a fence between us, but I managed it. I jumped the fence and I went over and started hanging out with Lauren. And so I had brought one of my horses with me. I think this was before I got him, but I had brought a horse with me. I don't know which one it was. It was probably him, the classic. But I started telling her about briars, and just like instantly she was hooked on them. And so then she started getting horses. A few days later, I had gotten him, and I brought him over there with me. And I was like, I don't really want to, because by then she had gotten some briars, and I was like, I don't know if I want to play with him though, because I want to keep him like good quality so I can show him. And she was like, oh, okay. And then we still ended up playing with him, and their whole backyard was like dirt, and we mostly played with the horses in the grass. So how he got so beat up in that one day, I don't know. But like this all happened in that one day, like this hoof rubs. Um, this all happened. Um, I don't know what my mom just dropped. Um, this all happened on his leg. You can't really see it. Let me flip the camera around. But yeah, just look at how beat up this poor guy is. And I just don't know how this happened. I really don't. But yeah, he is still adorable. I still love him. He's just one that I like. Like I said, I would just forget that I have him. But he is honestly just the cutest. He's really, really cute. Let me turn that back around. Okay. So anyway, yeah, he was one that I got. And then by then, I had found out that music videos were a thing. And so I started trying to make music videos, which, ooh, they were bad. They were bad. And I mean bad. See, the problem was I didn't know how people were doing this. I didn't know how they made the music video. I just thought, oh, you just have to play music in the background while you're filming with a, like, you have to play music on another device and film with another. And so that's what I thought was going on, but I was wrong. But I didn't know I was wrong, so I tried it and I posted it. I'm pretty sure I posted some early on music videos and you can see just what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, that was not how you did music videos, and it was just a terrible decision of me to post that, for me to make that, whatever. But anyway, by the time I got him, it was around my birthday. I started filming some music videos just for the fun of it. I don't remember what I filmed, but yeah, I filmed some things. And for my birthday, I started. Oh, my dad's home, so he's probably gonna come in here and like want to give me food, my food. But anyway, um, yeah, it was around my birthday, and I started looking up briars like that I might want for my birthday, and eventually, put him back. I'm not gonna bring her stand with her because it's just annoying. But eventually, I had come across not necessarily this girl, but I came across this mold, and I thought that it was weird. I didn't know why her leg was stretched out completely all the way. Because at the time, equestrian noob, I didn't know that horses did that when they ran. Um, but I just was like, I don't really like her leg, but I like her just in general. And so I searched this mold because I figured out what it was called. By then I knew what identifier briar was and stuff. So I just searched the mold and found out it was Ruffian. And then I started looking at the actual Ruffian, which this is her. This is the original Ruffian. See, with the star and the little white foot, which blends in with my hoodie. But anyway, I found her and I saw that she was like ridiculously expensive, but that did not make me lose hope. I still wanted this horse for my birthday. And so, some way, somehow, my mom was able to find one, but I didn't know at the time. But I did know that she had also bought me a rags to riches, and my grandparents had given me a black caviar. So I was already amazing. I had two of the horses on the mold. I didn't even care about this horse anymore. I just was happy that I had two on the mold. Because, back then I was still like, I still like didn't get as many horses as often. I just happened to get a lot at one time because it was like my birthday and like a party and like whatever. I just happened to get a lot. And I was also good at like doing homework and stuff. Where nowadays I don't really, I slack on that a lot and I just don't really do anything. But be like, hey, I want this horse, and that's usually all it takes. But anyway, um, then here's where it gets funny. I had known this was like the day before my birthday party because my friends were gonna come over and we were gonna go horseback riding for my birthday. And we were gonna go trail riding through the woods. But anyway, I say that way too much. But anyway, um, here's the thing: was that known that I had known that I was gonna get rags to riches. I had already gotten black caviar by that point, but I had known that I was gonna get rags to riches, and so you know, package shows up. I'm like, oh, here she is. And then I open it and I'm like looking at the horse through the bubble wrap. I'm like, that horse doesn't look brown. It's like, that horse looks like it's black. So I pull the bubble wrap off and I was just like so amazed. And then after my, moment, I was like, I just opened my gift that I was not supposed to open because my mom wasn't home at the time. It was just my grandparents. But my mom obviously didn't care, but I was just like amazed because that was so unexpected. I like opened it thinking that I'm gonna get this other horse, and it was like my dream horse is in my hand, and I didn't even know it. But anyway, yeah, that's how I acquired Ruffian, and I still love her. As you can see, she had a little incident. I was this was a while. This was a few years after I got her, but and it was terrifying when this happened because my mom had told me that she had costed like $90, and I was like, whoa. And so my mom was like, whatever you do, do not mess her up in any way because she could be really valuable. And so I was like, okay, we better not mess up this horse. And so then a few years later, this was recent, this was like maybe a year ago. I was filming, well, not a year ago because I wasn't as terrified of my mom a year ago. This was like 2 years ago. I was filming outside. I was filming a movie. It was like icy and it had snowed, so it was like icy on the porch. And I had just set her down for a second and laid her on her side because I had forgot something and went in the house. And the dog was outside, and the dog has to be on a like tie out because she has this obsession with the neighbor's dog and she wants to eat him. So we have to keep her on a tie out even when she's out back and even when there's a fence there. Because once upon a time she did get underneath, she ran at the fence and just slid underneath of it and then just attacked the dog. So now we have to have her on a leash outside, or we have to just be out there with her and watching her. But anyway, I had went in the house just for like maybe 30 seconds, and I came back out, and Riley, my dog, was barking at the fence. Her chain, or not, it wasn't a chain, I forget what it was. It was like a cable. I don't know. But it was like tight, and she was barking, and then I was like, where did Ruffian go? And then she was all the way like in the grass, and then I picked her up and saw this, and I was like, I am so dead. But anyway, my mom didn't really care. But yeah, basically from there on out, I think at Christmas time, I'm just gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible. But that was how I got into horses mostly, and Briar horses. But after my birthday horses, I think I just started buying random ones. I think I got like Cosmic One, and I got for Christmas, I got like Don't Look Twice, and Snowman, and Ravel, and Silver. And I think I got a few others, but I don't really entirely remember who they were. But then, just throughout the years, I kept buying more and more and more and more. Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to film a video. No, hold on. Anyway, um, so I just started buying more horses. Like each Christmas and each birthday, I would get like either a ton of horses or I would get like a one really special one. Like, let me put her down. But like for Christmas of 2016, I think it was. Yeah, Christmas of 2016, I got these adorable little babies, but they costed like $120, so they were like my only gifts pretty much. So yeah. And then yeah, I think my first Briar Fest was 2016, and then yeah, that was an experience. I got a ton of horses at that Briar Fest though, and then 2017 I didn't get as many, but I didn't get as many, but I got some cool ones. And then 2018 Briar Fest was eh. I again didn't get many horses, but I got some cool ones. And then 2019, let's not even talk about Briar Fest 2019. Um, but yeah, just like I said, throughout the years, I just kept buying more and more horses. And then, like, the biggest life achievement of mine was getting this guy, this Hornet resin by Maggie Bennett. By the way, I don't know if I've ever showed you these guys, but these. I got Lady Faye's and this stock horse foal together, and I'm painting them at the moment. I got them off of eBay for 20 bucks. But anyway, yep, you've probably seen Vallegro. I made an unboxing of him, but anyway, yeah, just getting one horse and then another and then another. It just turned into this, I don't know what this is. Just this. Let's move him. But yeah, just whatever happened, it turned into this. But that was my model horse story. And I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna go eat my food before it gets cold. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my model horse story. I actually filmed one of these model horse story videos a long time ago, and it just never got uploaded, so I thought I should do it again. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.